of proof of work.
That requires less electricity then?
Much less electricity. It would be almost none.
You're
Zero.
solving
It would be close to zero.
It runs on the desktop and...
It would be like your phone could
So
almost
can
probably do
Bitcoin
it,
be
right?
upgraded to? No.
I don't know. Bitcoin can't even raise the block size in 3 years. I don't know. I mean,
Right.
theoretically they could. So it's about a quarter after. So why don't we get started?
Yeah.
You're already set up, but I'll go ahead and just kind of go over some stuff. First, thank you everyone for coming tonight. I know we had like a crazy wait list, and so I know there's a lot of people that maybe didn't come even though they wanted to, but we're going to post the video in the next few days, so hopefully they can see Andy's presentation. But just a couple housekeeping things. So quick thank you to Dave here at Arbor Moon Software for giving us the space and hosting us tonight. We really appreciate it. Arbor Moon does a lot of stuff in mobile apps. I'm not a sales guy for them, but they've got wonderful projects on the wall here. They've done stuff for a lot of recognizable brand names, and I'm sure you'll recognize some of those. So if you need any software design, I think iOS services, they do that. Maybe Android too. Bathrooms are down the hall. There was a key in the back of the room. So if you could use restrooms, yep, hanging off that chair. Thank you, sir. Ask that gentleman in the back for the key.
Available at a very reasonable rate.
Whoa, Bitcoin. 0.1 Ether.
1 Bitcoin, please.
There's some water in the other room, so if you are thirsty, feel free to hit that up. I would do it now before we start if you want that.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Okay.
yeah.
Wi-Fi is right there. Public
Yep, Wi-Fi on the wall if you need Wi-Fi.
You need to check your...
So I think the presentation is probably about 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah, no more than that. But then I want to do live demo maybe.
Yep. So some demos. We know
demos.
there'll probably be plenty of Q&A. I also brought a Ledger Nano, not to sell tonight, but if we have time and we want to kind of walk through what that looks like setting one up, I'm happy to do that. Or afterwards, like we'll finish up like around 8 o'clock. We'll probably go down the street to Grizzly Peak for anyone interested for food or drink. And feel free to join us down there, and maybe I'll bring the laptop and Nano out there for fun if we don't have time. Otherwise, I think we're good to go. And with that, thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Thank you. So thank you all for being here. So my name is Andrew Mazzola. I graduated from Kettering University. Some of my, I guess not classmates, but people I know from Kettering are here too. So that's cool. I guess so just to give a little intro, I'm a programmer, I'm an engineer and a programmer. So I work at a startup called Jonesy, like shameless plug. Jonesy.com, we do like rentals. We basically you can rent stuff to and from your neighbor, but it's a lot of party rentals, and you can check that out. But in any case, I became interested in Bitcoin and Ethereum probably in 2012 or right 2012 or so, 2013 when we all started, and me and my dad and brother who were here kind of all piqued our interest in and wrote about the technology. We're super into when we wrote about the technology, it kind of blew away our minds, right? And hopefully, that's why we're all here, right? So the whole premise is you can store, in my mind, you can store money on a piece of data now, right? So if you want to be your own bank, you don't have to take wads of cash and stuff them underneath your mattress anymore. Or you also don't have to take wads of cash and put them in a luggage suitcase and try to make it through airport security. You could do is you could take money, put it on a number like that top one right there, the 05BF, and then as long as you have that number, I mean that could have $100 on it, it could have $5 on it, and I could write that on a piece of paper, hand it to someone else, and they may or may not accept it as legal tender, in their eyes, because it really is valuable. What this also means is it's a prime world for hackers now, actually, because before, I guess, if you're a hacker and you're trying to make money, you couldn't really just break into someone's computer or server and just read what's in there and make a bunch of money. You'd probably have to edit the data or do some other coercive, crazy things. Today, now that there's cryptocurrencies, technically, there are hackers that are trying to break into servers, and all they have to do is read the data on there, and if there's unencrypted private keys on there, they could then spend the coins. That happens all the time. So you want to make sure that you're staying safe, not putting private keys, maybe unencrypted on a cloud server, would be the first step there. And we're going to talk about the good methods of storing your keys. We're going to basically go through. Let's see if I can. So why would you want to be your own bank? So some more reasons, just besides the ability to shove cash under your mattress. With cryptocurrencies and the ability to store money on a number like that, anyone can make unlimited bank accounts this way, even bots and robots. And bots can actually trade money to each other very easily, which is kind of interesting because 10 years ago, if I made robots or scripts and I wanted them to kind of trustlessly trade money with each other, I would have had to somehow link them with a bank account or something, which is very, very difficult. I don't know how you'd even do it because obviously a normal bank wouldn't allow you to do that, right? Today you can, so that opens up a lot of technology and different innovations that I'm sure we're going to see here pretty soon in the near future. Also, no one can prevent these transactions from occurring. So again, if you had $1 million in a bank, you probably can't just withdraw all that in one go. I mean, wouldn't be very difficult. You certainly couldn't get it like day of. With this type of system, you can, and today you actually can. So that's another nice advantage. You can also store cryptocurrency, not just Bitcoin, in your memory, right? So we talked a little bit about seeds before everybody got here, but there are standardized protocols, such as the BIP32 that we've mentioned, that will allow you to take a private key, which is 64 hexadecimal characters, and turn it into maybe 12 words, and then you could remember those 12 words, and just in your memory, now you can hold money. That's pretty cool. So, in my mind, that's pretty cool. So, we're going to talk about exchanges, pros and cons of storing your money there, private keys and public addresses, how they work a little bit. We're going to talk about cold wallets, software wallets, hardware wallets, and Metamask, and then we're also going to have a live demo of hardware wallets, and also of a couple of software wallets as well, so we can compare the differences. And then I want it to be kind of open, because again, some of you have more experience than me, probably even with some of these, some of these topics, and I'm sure we can all add value to one another just by having a kind of an open forum, right? So I guess, well, who all's, raise your hand if you've used a software wallet. Okay, yeah, okay, so about half. So I'm sure we could provide some value to those who haven't, right? So it's kind of a biased opinion, but not really based on history. You probably most people who've been around the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency world probably tell you not to store too many coins on an exchange, because are there animations on here? Oh yeah, there are. So these are examples of why you wouldn't want to do that. So Mt. Gox was one of the first, or MT Gox was one of the first large cryptocurrency exchanges. This is a kind of a history lesson. And there were upwards of 300,000 Bitcoins stored on that exchange. Right up until the end, when something happened. Now, I guess nobody really knows still, as it's still pending investigation, but somehow there were, on the website it said that everyone had this balance of Bitcoins, but then there really weren't the 300,000 Bitcoins in the exchange. They went somewhere else.
Well, it turned out the Russian guy that was running BTC is the guy who hacked Mt. Gox.
Oh, BTCE, yeah.
He was
right, and that's the reason why BTCE shut down, because the FBI put a nice little image on the front page of that once they found that out, right? So, no, I guess you might still be able to recover your coins if they're on BTCE, but who knows? I'm not
Can I
sure.
ask a question?
Yeah.
So the thing I don't understand about this is that every time you make a transaction with any of this cryptocurrency, it records the transaction. So it knows what
Permanently.
wallet it went to,
Yes.
and so you know, like when they did the fork recently, they did a snapshot of
Mhm.
the various, so they do, and so if you steal my coins, if those coins are ever transacted, there's a validation on that. And-
Yeah, you'd
And
be able
so
to probably find out who did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's when
Maybe.
they caught the guy, the FBI agent who stole all the coins on the Silk
Mhm.
Road thing. So I think, you know, I think there's some misinformation about this being like
Anonymous?
non-traceable.
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't know who owns the wallet, but it's fairly easy to find out.
If they ever were to spend them in kind of an obvious way, yeah, you'd be able to
I
figure
mean,
it out.
but you know what wallet they're in.
Yeah.
But you always know what wallet
So-
they're in, unless somebody takes it and puts it in some paper. And so,
Right.
I don't know how insecure these things are. We don't have the tools yet to hunt it down, but it seems to me that, you know, as it gets in the Wall Street domain, that they're gonna have to make it secure, because people aren't gonna.
Oh yeah, and there's
The average guy would
actually
bring here like
Ethereum's
me is
actively
not going
working on
to-
that right now.
to-
I think they actually implemented a low level technology
To
that
hunt it
will
down.
help add